First pick, first ban gonna be on Greymane. Cloud9. Potentially could ban out the Zool. A common first ban, but Cloud9 is gonna take out the Kel'Thas, maybe? They're thinking on it.
I think they're wondering which of those they want to play. Because they're also looking at Leeming. The Greymane ban is interesting for Butter Chicken since that is something that they have played in both games. But I guess they don't want to first pick it, and they're worried about Cloud9 having it.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to force something out too.
We're thinking hard on it.
Now they're looking at Zool now too.
Yeah. I mean, Zool's probably the most common ban on this map.
So many options, so little time, dipping heavily into the time pool just for this first ban, but it's going to be Zool. And now first pick for Butter Chicken.
Will it be the Kel'Thas? Will it be the Li Ming? Thrall? All very common first picks, based off what we've seen for Butter Chicken. They don't care too much about Thrall, so they did let him go to...
On Tomb versus Slip League, they really focused on vision. They had Zagara, they had Tassadar and Tyrande, and there is the Zagara that they're hovering. Okay, so Zagara will be the first pick for them. And I wonder if Cloud9 is aware of how much they were focusing on vision earlier on, because they could go for those next couple of picks and then even do the same Diablo picks that they did in game number 1 versus Slip League. But Cloud9 looks like they would like to have Kel'Thas.
I mean, I think Kel'Thas is going to be prioritized by like 90% of top teams in NA right now. I mean, we saw Cloud9 running it all yesterday. It's just so much burst damage past 16. Next pick for Cloud9. What do they want to pair with it? Uther is very solid with this hero. And like we've been talking about over the last few days, there's so many good damages in this game that unless you're wanting to run something specific, you can let it through. But Sylvanas would also be a really good pickup.
Absolutely. She's been gaining a lot of traction, both in North America and in Gold League. China even busting her out before her rework in Korea. But Dahaka is who we're going to see the play.
King Caffeine's Dahaka is gross.
Gross good or gross bad?
Gross good. Very very powerful. And we've seen the combos, the follow-ups and burst damage that you can do after a Dahako drag. So really excited to see this.
Yeah, you can easily pull them, like drag them into a position that's really nice for a gravity lapse, like a follow-up. And then once you know that you have an easy way to land that gravity crush, then once you get 16, you're going to be, like you've talked about, one-shotting people. But there is the Tassadar to add to the Zagara and the Thrall.
What do they want to ban out here? Potentially the Tyrande. If they were watching the games, Butter Chicken did have a very powerful Tassadar Tyrande on this map. As well as just a good utility pick for them. So would be a safe ban. That's what they're hovering.
Yeah, I feel like if they don't ban this here, it would be Tyrande Diablo for Butter Chicken.
That is a weird ban. They might go for it. I mean, if you're going to go Asmodan, this is the map to do it. Easiest map to farm stacks on. We recently watched Cognitive Gaming play Asmo on this map, and Faye was just like, well, there's no easy way to put it. She just destroyed everyone. Cloud9 has
nice way to say it.
Yeah, that was a really good game. If you guys didn't watch it, make sure you get a chance to go check out the VOD. I believe all the VODs from this tournament have been over on Gillyweed's channel.
They are not uploaded yet, but they are highlighted in Twitch, and then I'm planning to upload the VODs tonight. I chose sleep over uploading. I apologize.
Sleep is very nice. I would choose that over anything right now. Li Ming available here for Cloud9 and Gilly. You were talking about it earlier. Dahaka Li Ming.
Do you think
they
do Li Ming Kel'Thas?
Yeah,
Wouldn't be too squish.
I think that's fine. They're going to go with the false side instead. K1 Pro, very good on this hero. Again, I still don't know how I feel about him right now. Every time I see him, I just feel less and less confident about Falstad this patch. The 20 seconds really is noticeable. Every time I'm like, why didn't he Gust there? I look at Gust cooldown and it's like 7 seconds
Right.
off. The 20 seconds is really influential, and just because so many damages just are so good right now, Falstad's damage doesn't keep up, and if he's not able to provide the same utility, we'll see.
Without the Tyrande, Butter Chicken are thinking about Johanna versus the Diablo we saw from them on game number 1 on Tomb. Johanna will be able to provide wave clear, control in the fights, but she's also going to be really nice in those rotations between lanes. They have 2 good solo laners and a third who's really not bad in Tassadar. I wonder who that last pick is going to be. If they're going to try for a Tassadar solo support, or if they will add Brightwing,
Karazim.
Uther, Karazim.
Karazim would be good if they're going to go second support. I don't know if I like Brightwing on this map.
I like
Too
Brightwing
small.
on every map.
Well, that's your bias. It doesn't count. Butter Chicken. Vala's still on the table. That's a lot of poke if they do go solo support. They can also go another melee assassin as well. But no, I don't think so, actually. You're going to go Sonya here. You just wouldn't have enough to keep Sonya alive. Malfurion being hovered here. We've seen them run it before on Towers of Doom. So potentially a comfort pick for them.
Yeah.
If they're going to go support, I definitely would have preferred the Karazim, though. You know, you can't look at Kael'thas as an AoE damage anymore. Yes, because yes, the threat of Chain Bomb is always there, and Malfurion's going to be one of the best healers to deal with that. But Kael'thas also has one of the best single target bursts in the game when he gets level 16 and level 7 talents. And Malf will not be able to keep anyone alive through that.
Did you say which team was blue and which team was red by chance?
Cloud9 is blue.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Guys, we're loading into game number 1. We just saw Butter Chicken have a pretty good set.
Oh,
But
no.
they're against a really solid team now. Cloud9 being the BlizzCon World Championship champions, the North American champions as well from North American regionals of spring. But here they are, not in the top 4 teams in NA at this qualifier, Gilly.
Yeah.
Big upset to a lot. And, you know, these guys, they ooze confidence, but even these guys have to be a bit shaken up right now.
They were upset by Tempo Storm in the first round. They were upset yesterday by Gust or Bust. And yeah, I mean, I would be shaken up after that too, wondering after how the Worlds went down, you know, not being in the top 4, coming back to NA and wondering, are we even in the top 4 of NA? What has happened? I tweeted that I'm pretty sure that yesterday will go down in infamy as the day that NA collectively said WTF. Because yesterday was, so many people were like, what is happening in NA right now? But here they are, Cloud9 with iDream playing Sonya, Arthalon on Kael'thas, Dunktrain playing Rhaegar, K1 Pro on Falstad, and Dahaka will be played by King Caffeine.
And on the right-hand side of the map, raise your dongers in the chat, because we have Butter Chicken. Trevor Wegg playing the Joanna, Scarlet Roar on Malfurion, Drunk Dwarf playing Tassadar, Cody Nems playing the Thrall, and Zagara played by Soup Master.
Soup Master.
Soup Master.
It's probably my
Two
favorite
solid-
name.
Yeah, you were, whoa.
You're just like, whoa! And I see the cam like slowly pan up. We're just having a nice conversation about soup.
He flew here for some reason and then died.
I don't know. mysteries of the universe, Zoya.
K1 Pro? What's happening, man?
Hello, buddy. Sonya versus Zagar on the bottom lane. The rest will be keeping control of the mid and the top, trying to get whatever they can, whatever gems they can to get that first turn in. Now level 1. I mean, Butter Chicken probably very happy to get that level 1 or that early kill. Maybe giving them a boost of confidence here.
I can't focus on anything but what Twitch chat's gonna say when they see K1 Pro do whatever he just did. Whatever he did, what he ever did, whichever way I want to say it. I'm curious. As we do have a pause, allow me to put my glasses back on before we go back to webcam, Gilly.
You don't have your webcam on.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's been on this entire time.
You're so frozen, and you should always be making a sound then, because your webcam clearly shows you talking. Oh, we said Gust or Bust. Sorry. I mean, Gale Force Esports. They both start with G, and we are tired. But Gale Force Esports, yes, were the ones who got the upset over Cloud9 in a really crazy best of 3 yesterday.
Well, Trevor Wegg DCing. We're going to wait for him to get back in this game. We're very close to Twitch chat's reaction to the K1 Pro fly. And there it is.
Bird feeder!
I mean, I guess he was just trying to get an aggressive fly, and the team happened to be there. Malfurion route, you can't get away. Thrall route. Chicken feeder indeed.
I like bird feeder. That's epic.
We're waiting to see an update for the game.
Mm-hmm. Alright, apparently Trevor just has to restart his computer, but the internet is fixed, so it should only be a little bit longer. 3-2-3. Harmony. Again, the talent choice at level 1 for Malfurion. Just Scarlet things.
Just Scarlet things. It's an interesting pickup to say the least. I remember for the first week, Malfurion got his talent reworked. Dreadnought thought this was a really good talent. And then he very quickly stopped arguing for it. Because it's really not that good. Bell Infusion here, or at least compared to Moonburn. Moonburn's just sick. Like, Wave Clear, Malfurion. That was always Malfurion's weakness before the changes. This was a long time ago, so I don't even know I'm talking about it. But when Moonburn was implemented, I mean, it just made Malfurion a good laner again. Fell Infusion picked up here for Marthon, giving him the heal when he activates his traits, as well as the 5% additional ability power.
The hammering talents, because the overlay shows like a smaller version of the talents, like it's cut off the top and bottom. The hammering looks a lot like Mule, the new Mule.
Looks like we're ready again.
Here we go.
Almost ready.
Maybe. I switched to the game, guys.
Yeah. We in that game.
There we go.
Arthlon with the ready. Dunk Train with the ready. The countdown begin, guys. Here we go. Game resumes. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, K1 Pro died really fast. He died very, very insanely fast. Insta-feed.
Literally, the gates opened, he flew, and then death happened.
So, make sure no one forgets that for the rest of this set. King Caffeine looking for the drag. Not going to get it, of course. Trevor being the only target in range. Does have Iron Skin. It's not going to get the best value out of that anyway. Good rotation so far coming out from Butter Chicken. They're controlling the rotations from mid to top. Take a look at the bottom lane. We're going to have iDream on Zoia.
This creep spread is impressive.
Yeah, this is good creep spread.
It's from the master of soups. He understands soup creep as well as he understands soup apparently, because that creep spread is great vision for the team. Meanwhile, they have Tastar up top too, so they have vision over both of the turn-in points, which is a really great boon for them. And they pick up level 4.
K1 Pro building some stacks off Gathering Storm. Trevor Weg gonna get maybe 10 or 15 gems turned in here. Yeah, gets them in for free. No interruption at all. Living Bomb going out on Cody Nem's not gonna spread Chain Bomb to anyone. And level 4 picked up here by both teams finally. Cloud9 getting it. Looks like it will be a Loon's Grace again on Scarlet Roar.
I really like that talent because you want to play super passively as Malf. You want to be safe. But being able to use Moonfire to stop turn-ins more from a safer place, as well as be able to throw out the entangling roots if they get a good condemn stun or even a root from Thrall is going to be potentially the difference between being able to lock someone down and take them out or not.
At level 4, we're going to be seeing as drag does go down onto Thrall. He's taking a lot of damage. Hammering not able to secure it. King Caffeine going for the chase. Cody Nem's getting very, very low. Nice shields from Tastar and heals from Scarlet Roar to keep him up. But Arthblood is going to be going for Nether Wind at level 4, which increases Gravity Lapse range by 30%, and I believe it refunds mana as well.
Yes.
Going that over the cooldown reduction, which is sometimes the other option we see at level 4.
So also looking to be able to safely throw those out if they need to, or make sure that if people are up far ahead with the drags, with the Ancient Spears, that he can be there with the Gravity Lapse to hit that. Probably still following up with Gravity Crush though, at level 7.
Yeah, oh absolutely. It's way too good to pass up. It might be, it's between that one and his 16 talent. I can't decide which one's actually the best talent in this kit. But I almost want to say it's a level 7 one. 30% ability power for yourself is insane.
Well, Trevor is starting the turn-in down in the bottom. And that will be 12 more gems toward the 50 they need for the first Web Weavers. None have been turned in yet for Cloud9, but they have enough for the turn-in if they want. But they are just going to hold on to those for now. I'm very confident they can turn them in later. Just going to soak through this first Web Weaver phase, which, since it's so weak, as long as they are all up and ready to defend, shouldn't lose too much to it.
Yeah, but still, a small advantage here for Butter Chicken at the start of this game, Gilly. This will get them an experience lead. They're already slightly ahead, so definitely a bit interesting of a start here for Cloud9. The feeding really, in the early game, really showing its impact on this game.
K1 Pro is gonna hate you.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna hate you. Cled's picked up from Malfurion here. There's a decent amount of CC between the Kael'thas and the Dahaka. Gravity Lapse does connect. There's the drag on the mount. He can't cleanse himself. Scarlet Roar getting very low, but is going to survive. Cleanse used on Arthlon. He's just barely going to get out there, tap the well. Trevor Weg very far forward, and we see that K1 Pro is going to barrel roll over the wall. He's going to be just fine. This is a really big push that we've seen here from these guys, Butter Chicken. They got the bottom wall down. They got mid wall taking some damage, and they took on top wall as well. That was a good turn-in for a 5-minute Web Weaver. I'm
really pumped about drag into Gravity Lapse. That's going to be pretty terrifying. There's another Gravity Lapse too, as Gravity Crush was picked up 4-7 for Kael'thas. Zagara, though, got turned on, and King Caffeine and iDream will take him out. That's always the potential that Zagara has to realize when she is by herself pushing. She can have all the creep in the world, but if a Falstad can fly on you, or King Caffeine on Dahaka can all of a sudden just show up, you're going to be way out of position. There's no way to get away from that.
The more and more I see this map play out in the current meta, the more and more I think it's okay. I think it could be a strategic advantage to give a team an early Web Weaver.
Yes, I was wondering about that too.
You know, maybe Cloud9 even just let them turn in. Like, if they want a 5-minute Web Weaver, 4-minute Web Weaver, they're not going to get much value. That's 50 gems, and it's not like Blackheart's
Oh man, that totem! The Gravity Lapse too, but the totem's so good, and the Flame Strike as well.
The difference between this map and Blackheart's Bay is you're guaranteed the same amount of value from basically every turn. When you turn in your 10 gems, you're going to get, you know, those exact shots of damage, right?
Yeah.
Well, on this map, if you turn in 50 gems, depending on the state of the game, it could have just drastically different value. And the later in the game is, you know, if you save your 50 gems till 10 minutes, that's going to be extremely powerful web weavers. So, you know, we're starting to see potentially maybe strategic value when it comes to the turn-in timings and, you know, allowing your opponent to get a turn-in like that. Not great value. You know, that's now their 55 gems for the next turn-in. Big Gus comes in from K1 Pro over the wall.
A drag is hitting Cody Nims, and he's going to be melted even before anybody can get into position to try to save him. And there's a lot of gems on the members of Cloud9, but they want to continue to push in for this. Burrow going to help King Caffeine stay alive longer while they take out that fort. And you know, to go back to the discussion that you were saying, if you get the first web weaver phase, but it's a little bit later because your opponents have been trying to delay you and deny you for a long time, then you get that, then you pick up your heroic abilities, you have this window of time where you can get a second turn and bait, like, off of the gems that you have gotten from that first web weaver phase and clearing up the waves that way. So if you let it go early like that, and you make sure that you have plenty of time, you have everybody up to defend, you're really good about your rotations and fast with those, and then yeah, you just defend it, and then your lanes aren't too far pushed, so it's not difficult. Oh, K1 Pro gets cleansed out, but there is a big Sundering, and False will get taken out.
Trick building, and wow, a massive maw coming out. Arthlon's the only one outside of it. The root is there to the condemn, and that's going to be the instant death of Dunk Train. He gets hit by the slow. Will it be enough? And Dunk Train's going to fall. Butter Chicken making a name for themselves with that fight. That was really well executed. Catching Falstad like that, that maw was sick.
They're fighting back. They said in chat that Cody said in chat that he was scared. They're going up against Cloud9, but they're not just sitting back like we see some of these newer teams do versus a Titan like Cloud9, where they're just afraid to ever get into a fight. They went right back out there, got the fight, had entangling roots underneath the Devouring Maw. Getting 2 kills like that is great for them as they get, they are going to lose the web weaver phase though.
Yeah, they are going to lose another. It's going to be another turn in here. Everyone is back alive on the end of Cloud9. This is going to guarantee, I believe, at least one more fort here in the top lane as iDream is, you know, split pushing. Now keep in mind that as we do have this fight breaking out here, Arthlon getting kited back. Cleanse was used there from Dunk Train.
Silence was on Tassadar, the isolation. Scarlet will be eliminated, and that is the primary healer for Butter Chicken going down. Cloud9 getting dangerously close to level 13, and still with web weavers in every single lane. They're distracting Butter Chicken in the mid, so the top web weaver is free to take out the top fort, and the bottom one is moving closer to being able to do the same on that final remaining fort for our Butter Chicken.
Fort's just about to, people all just about to go down. A lot of aggression coming out here from Cloud9, and you got to keep in mind Cloud9's composition with Zoia Kael'thas. It starts scaling more later in the game. Zoia doesn't get her power spike until 16. Kael'thas the same. Both become exponentially stronger when they hit that 16 tier. And that's when we'll see Cloud9 being a lot more aggressive. So yeah, they're struggling. Not even like struggling. They're clearly ahead in this game. But when it comes to the team fights, they're not really getting much value. That'll change a lot when they hit level 16. They just have a really late game composition.
King Caffeine using Dark Swarm to clear up the creep where they can with endless creep. That becomes more and more difficult. Butter Chicken super prioritizing the vision on Tuna Spider Queen between Zagara and Tassadar, but that vision has been cleared out quite a bit by Cloud9, which is great for them. They don't have enough quite yet for another turn-in, but while Butter Chicken do, they do not have 13, so they may not be okay with going to the turn-in points, but you could see K1 Pro and King Caffeine both anchoring in the vents to try to get vision on where Butter Chicken will try to get that turn-in.
Well, they do have enough sitting on 64 gems. Gonna try their hardest to get in here with K1 Pro. Very annoying. And he's okay with them trying to turn in because that means free gathering storm stacks. Whenever you're a stationary target, of course. It's very hard to miss. It'll happen, but it's not impossible. Bottom lane being pushed in by these siege giants. They'll have to be cleaned up very soon, but that's level 13 here for Butter Chicken. I keep wanting to call him Buttery Chicken. Just makes more sense.
I know. I keep feeling weird about saying a team name of Butter Chicken too. It's strange.
I mean, if you're gonna name yourself after anything, name yourself after, like, you know, whole milk.
Well, we know your feelings on whole milk then.
It's amazing.
Malfurion was thinking for a long time about level 13, and I thought maybe he was judging between Life Seed and
Ice Block.
An Ice Block, but instead he grabbed Shrink Ray.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting, potentially to catch, or for the Zoia, try and help catch her out of position. Blind goes down on the iDream. He's starting to trade with Joanna very hard. Iron Skin caught very early, and there's the burst going on the Soup Master, and Kael'thas by himself gets Soup Master at about a quarter HP without having even a 16 talent.
Oh, this team is separated now, and iDream has the chase for Thrall. He does rotate back down, but still there's no fort here to keep them safe. They have been able to hit a Blessed Shield into the Sundering, but iDream gets healed right back up from the Ancestral Healing, and K1 Pro pushing the team in. It secures Malfurion's kill with that Mighty Gust. Soup Master is on the run from Dug Train and Arthalon and Flame Strike. It's going to make that a lot easier to pick up that kill. Johanna is down 2, and there is a 4th kill. Only Tassadar walking away from that fight.
69 gems on the end of Cloud9. They do have the option to go for a turn-in, but they're wanting to get free damage onto these keeps here. Makes the Web Weaver just going to have even more value. And actually, Cloud9 potentially looking to end this game here. What they're going to try and do is get this keep here, and then push with that middle Web Weaver, and go for the win there.
There's the keep falling. 16 to 13 is a tough spot to come back from, but not impossible. But definitely a demoralizing place to be in, especially with the keep down. A lane that you have to babysit for the rest of the game.
Well, level 16 for Cloud9. Still level 14 here for Butter Chicken. Will they be able to get this turn in uncontested? It looks like that's the case.
Drag range again. Elongated tongue at 16-2. It's a lot easier to hit that drag into the gravity lapse combo that they have been executing very well in this game.
Yeah, I think like this is going to be how would you name this? You know, if this was the new Miranda, right, which is a combination of the Murin and Toronto. Well, that's a question for another time. Is Trevor getting very aggressive?
What about Dahakthas?
Dahakthas. That could possibly. I like the way it sounds. Drag missing there for capping. Significantly longer with the 16 talent.
Still sieging up this top keep, though. They have a Web Weaver that's very healthy. Entangling Roots, not catching anybody, and Forceful just trying to do what they can to stop this. But it's really hard when you are not at that point. There's Gravity Lapse on Trevor Weg. He's going to start to move back away. Devouring Maw coming out into the Entangling Roots, but Arthalon fully fine, completely healthy as they continue the fight down here, and clocking out Tranquility too, which is a really nice win between that and the Devouring Maw for Cloud9.
Soup Master taking some poke. Trevor Weg going for the Condemn. Second keep goes down. Middle keep, or middle core, excuse me. Not middle, just the core. Gonna be taking some damage from the Web Weavers here as Cloud9 willing to contest. Kael'thas goes for the slow rotate. He's gonna be the last one here. No Gravity Lapse fall off immediately. King Caffeine looking like he wants to start this fight. Cody Neb's very far forward. Trevor trying to zone for his team, doing a good job of it so far. Goes for a Condemn, but they still don't have 16, Gilly. This bottom keep does end up falling. That's a triple keep here for Cloud9.
3 keeps down, and it's getting tougher and tougher. Near impossible for Butter Chicken now, especially still so far half a level out from 16, but finally almost there. Cloud9 heading up to the boss are going to force Butter Chicken to leave their base. There's no way that they can contend with 5 full healthy members of Cloud9 and the boss on their core. But are they even realizing this yet? Nobody is on the map. There's lots of different mercenary camps where they could be, but only one that is this terrifying of the boss, and King Caffeine capping that boss now.
Yep, 19 almost versus 16. Gilly 3-level lead. A boss going straight on the core. This could be checkmate here. Level 8, or 8 kills the 3 in favor of Cloud9. They're going to have to start this fight now. The Butter Chicken needs to go in and just try and get a pick right away.
Well, they're starting to set up. They have everything they need except Devouring Maw. It's not ready yet. but they still have the Sundering if they can try to get that pick there. The boss is already on the core. The Sundering has come out immediately. Tranquility to follow, and they're trying to make this work, but Cloud9 are playing very patiently, not losing anybody yet, and now starting to go in for the fight. Arthlon gets healed right back up. Malfurion goes down. Cody Nims blasted to death from the fire, or the flame strike. Trevor Wegg gets hit with the gravity laps too, and that will be it. The big devouring maw, but only delays the inevitable as they catch Zagara. She has isolation on her face.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Drunk Dwarf. Once again, the sole survivor, and GGs are out. Cloud9 wins game 1.
Kale Haka. I like that one a lot.
Kale Haka.
Kale Haka. That's a good duo name. Yeah, I mean, just the moment Kale, even, the early game, there was a few questionable decision making, like K1 Pro flying into 5 members of the enemy team and getting killed within the first 10 seconds of the game, or that fight in mid where there was the big maw and they caught K1 out of position. Outside of those 2 fights, I mean, Cloud9 just had full control of the game, despite having a late game composition. Kel'Thas Zonia definitely late game, and even going to level 13, they had a 2-level lead, and once they had 16, it was just full control from Cloud9. Very, very one-sided game.
Well, with that, do you know what part we're at in the bracket? Like, how many teams?
This would be the round of 32? I don't know.
How did you say it like that? You sounded... That is the most hilarious way I've ever heard you speak.
Oh. I don't look at. Yeah, it's been an insane few days. We're exhausted. We've been up since 3 a.m. again for Gold League. So there will be loopiness. There will be weird voices that don't make sense. We're in the round of 32.
All right. Well, the winner of this will face Third String, who beat Hybrid Order. The winner of this match. Cognitive Gaming is playing down to Team Fight, plays versus Deadly Ice, like you said, and the other round of 16 matches waiting to be filled out. But guys, we are going to take a break to get ready for game number 2 between Cloud9 and Butter Chicken. We'll see you real soon.
got to be the best plug I've ever done.
It wasn't as good as you thought it was.
They started draft without us because Dunk Train's mean.
Hi guys, we are back with game number 2 between Butter Chicken and Cloud9, and they started draft without us, those meanies. We're gonna be on Sky Temple. What's happening so far, Zoya?
Well, Kel'Thas, Falstad being the bans. Cloud9 has Greymane, Li Ming, Murden. Three very powerful picks, all comfort picks for Cloud9. You got the double resets between Li Ming and Greymane. Butter Chicken locking in that Rhaegar Sonya. Interesting enough, with their second ban, they take out Thrall instead of Uther. So prioritizing Rhaegar very early on, but not wanting to deny the Uther from their opponents.
That is interesting. But these guys have been really focused on Thrall. Like, they draft him a lot, they ban him a lot. Wait, I am wrong. That was the other team. That was Slip. So I don't know.
Slip went to Earthquake.
Oh yes, they were the Earthquake. I already forgotten.
Tassadar being banned by Cloud9. Let's see what Butter Chicken wants to lock in. ETC is available as their warrior pickup. For damage, there's still a decent amount on the table. Ooh, looks like they're going to be going Tyrael.
Wow.
Tyrael Morales. Oh, okay, so Bloodlust Medevac. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yep, they doing something crazy.
That's the only reason why I could see this pickup is Bloodlust Medevac.
There is thunder outside of my house. If I lose power
GG.
before Bloodlust Medevac,
Be safe,
I'm gonna
Gilly.
be angry at the weather people.
Wow. I'm surprised that it's storming so bad. Speaking of storms,
Nope,
TempleStorm.com has a
nope,
lot of
nope,
great guides, videos, and
no.
articles. So head over there.
Zeratul being hovered by no, I'm just kidding. You can plug if you like.
I already got the plug-in. I feel good about myself.
Okay, good. Well, Zeratul is,
I mean, Zeratul's good.
yeah.
Falstad ban makes sense now if they were planning on doing this from the start.
What do you mean? Just to control the globals?
Just be like the moment they fly and Falstad could fly back.
Yeah.
So just controlling globals.
One pick for Cloud9, and it will be their support. Uther's still available, like you mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, Zeratul is a fantastic pick versus this because of the Void Prison. You know, all you gotta do is back. Once they do, if again, this is under the assumption that they're doing the Bloodlust medevac. Once they commit, they also have to get out. And catching them in a Void Prison just sets up for the easiest cleanup you could have. And then, the Rainer basically confirms that's what they're doing. They're wanting heavy auto attack heroes that Bloodlust will benefit.
Right.
Sanctification's there just to, keep them alive in case there's a situation where they can go core. Everyone stands on sync. If they somehow make it to level 20, the Sanctification upgrade, I believe, gives damage bonus, yes?
Yes.
I don't remember how much, 20%?
Holy Arena, I think it's 25%.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're trying.
What a comp, guys, for Sky Temple game number 2. I like that they are trying to cheese out Cloud9, though.
Yeah. This is actually a comp that we ran in Team League a bit. It's called the Juice Pirate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's...
Why is it called the Juice Pirate?
There's no... we're called the Space Lads. You really think we know why anything gets called anything?
I thought you were called Space Lads because Miwa spaces out.
Yeah. I mean,
Scarlett says,
reasons.
"Happy birthday, Zoya. Here's your present." That is so nice of them to send... Don't show people. That is so nice of them to want to have a really cool composition for your birthday, to celebrate your birthday. Right, chat? Isn't that just the greatest of Butter Chicken? They definitely deserve your love for giving Zoya a birthday present of a composition like this.
Team swap sides.
I got it.
Yeah. She on top of things.
I'm Giggleweed here, okay? I'm always ready for a crazy composition in the teams to switch sides. We are almost into game number 2, guys.
Yeah. I'm excited for crazy compositions. If you want to run crazy composition yourself, you can use the code TEMPO for 2% off your next order on crazy compositions.
That one was terrible.
That plug didn't even make sense.
You're not even plugging anything.
No. No, I'm not.
8 out of 10 players are ready for the Juice Pirates.
For the Juice Pirates.
Is it because they're trying to steal juice?
Would be okay. It involves Arthalon, and it's a long story.
I mean, we're still waiting for the players to ready up. Story time!
This is not the right setting for story time. I need a candle lit. I need my robe on. Currently, I'm wearing a suit and a tie.
Such a lie.
Oh no! I mean, people see. I mean, I'm on webcam right now. Yes, you can
What's
tell.
that behind you?
That is a Gigabyte banner. Yeah, didn't think I would know, Missy.
It's crazy that you don't even need to turn around to know what that is.
Yeah, because I am awesome.
Does it hurt to have your headphones on underneath a headset like that?
Nope.
Or your, not headphones, your eyeglass thingies?
My eyeglass thingies?
Yeah, what do you call?
Excuse me?
What do you call those? Earpieces? I don't know. We're in game. Here we go.
Earpieces? Do you mean my glasses?
Yeah, but like the side piece of the glasses.
Like the side of...
Isn't there a name for that? Well, there are a name for these players. Here's Butter Chicken with Cody Dims playing the Rainer, Trevor Weg on Tyrael, Scarlet Roar playing Lieutenant Morales, Drunk Dwarf on Rhaegar, and Soup Master on Sonya.
And here on the right-hand side of the map, We're about to find out if they're Cloud9 or Clown9. It's going to be Dunk Train on Uther, K1 Pro on Greymane, King Caffeine on Murden, iDream playing Zeratul, and rounding out the team is going to be Arthlon on Li Ming.
How have I not realized that my overlay has been wrong this whole time? Bam! We're only in our second match, but nailed it. Okay.
I love the hero scene and the gloriousness of Twitch chat. Trevor Reg and King Caffeine duking out here in the middle. We're going to be seeing the reduced cooldown reduction on Aldrin's Might at level 1 for Tyrael.
Also, Lightning Bond for Rhaegar, giving him a Lightning Shield whenever he uses it. Trauma Trigger to help keep Lieutenant Morales safe. Really followed that grenade to its completion.
Yeah, I did. Do you want to ops for yourself, Missy?
No, you're doing an amazing job.
Tilted.
Uther took a block for all of the auto attacks. Makes a lot of sense, for sure. They know what's up with this. They know this is what they're trying to do. Scarlet Roar using that safeguard to stay alive, being able to help keep her team in the fight as they throw some damage down on King Caffeine. And the first tempo phase activating in just a few seconds.
Level 2, with a long way to go until level 4. We'll see which team's the first one to get it. No first blood just yet. Both teams playing very patiently. Trevor, when he control this top shrine, iDream on the point, getting some free poke versus Trevor. Cody and Scarlet do rotate up. And this is a 4 versus 3 up here. Trevor could be in a lot of trouble. He has no mana, but they go for Morales. Morales going to be a very easy kill there. Trevor does not have enough mana for Aldrin's Might. K1 Pro sees it, but is not able to secure the kill by himself. They're going to go ahead, rotate out, and control this top shrine.
Rhaegar still is controlling the mid shrine, but Tyrael can be very, very mana intensive. You really have to watch out what you're doing in the laning phase with him. And Lieutenant Morales, if you can't have the protection for her, she is definitely a prime target for anybody if they can flank in like that, because she just doesn't have any she can't self-heal. She doesn't really have any escape other than to hope that she lands a grenade that will displace you enough. Drunkdorf and Cody still trying to pick up the last few shots, but Cloud9 doing a great job of rotating in and getting the final few of those and nearly picking up a full level lead in this game.
Yeah, very, very significant advantage so far. We'll see if they can snowball this. One of Cloud9's better maps, as they've always been a team that's favored team fights, and you know, there's always map contentions on the map for this game.
This is a build for Uther. Oh, Cody's in trouble. He does have the Give Me More for increased healing. He didn't go for Seasoned Marksman at 1, but the body blocks were really beautiful from King Caffeine to make sure that he did not go anywhere. But this build from Uther that we see on Dunk Train picking up is one that we were talking about in Korea, and how Tiger, it's a favorite of his from E-Star specifically. It's block into Hammer of the Lightbringer so that you can get your mana back up with your basic attacks. See how it fares for Dunk Train as they continue on in this game, but so far they're doing a great job. Also, potentially an orb build for Li Ming.
Let's see here. What they plan on going at level 7. Will it be the Orb Talent? Li Ming actually taking a lot of damage. Cody Nems getting some serious poke on the Arthlon. And still no talent pick up. Rhaegar's going to go down. It looks like in the top. Trevor getting very low as well. And it will be the Orb build that we saw Faye doing yesterday, yeah.
Nice. So we'll be seeing a lot of damage coming from those. Also, it's a super safe build if you want to get that max damage. And Tyrael drop, but with Archangel's Wrath takes out Zeratul.
Level 7 finally picked up here by Butter Chicken. And talent's looking pretty normal so far. Of course, going to see the cleanse on Rhaegar.
No.
There's a lot of CC. Or no, on Morales.
That's Farsight, yeah. That's the new Farsight thing.
They look very similar.
They do look super similar. String attacks too for...
Is that string attacks on Tyrael?
Yep.
They're really going all in on this build. I mean, this basically confirms it at this point. We're getting Bloodlust meta back. The Juice Pirates are here.
Uther also got Clairvoyance instead of Cleanse, but there's not there's not anything to cleanse, so that makes sense. Having some vision too. All we need to do is see Butter Chicken get to 10 and how this is going to work out for them. But they've got a ways. Cloud9 is much closer to that place and getting their heroic abilities first. Meanwhile, Cloud9 also has been holding the bottom tempo completely. May take out that bottom fort. It did.
Playmaker picked up here by King Caffeine. It did get a buff in the most recent patch, as it does do 100 bows.
Divine Storm!
Oh, there it is.
Let's
Void Prison goes down, Gilly.
Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? I guess they are underneath the fort. Safeguard is good. Helps keep Scarlet Master or Soup Master alive. And that is Void Prison down, not grabbing any kills from that. So that's nice for Butter Chicken. They've got some time where they can try to get heroic abilities, but Cloud9 are going after the boss.
Yeah, boss getting burned down very quickly here by Cloud9. On the verge of being finished here. Will it go down? And it does, uncontested. I don't even know if this got out. There's the clairvoyance in the last second, so they did end up seeing it.
Well, this is a boss that will start heading toward the keep, along with at least 2 giants, potentially more. Looks like just 2 as K1 Pro is going to take these out. So it'll be a big push that has to be dealt with by Butter Chicken, who are still just trying to get their heroic abilities so that they can start putting this plan into action. But they've caught a couple of members of Cloud9, Uther and Murden, not the easiest to try to gank here, but that's not even going to happen. They really just need to deal with this boss, make sure they don't lose too much for it, but Soup Master in trouble from iDream.
K1 Pro going to keep holding this bottom lane. Oh, actually, a flank from Li Ming coming in underneath the boss. Soup Master, he is so low. Heal from Drunk Dwarf is going to keep him alive. Is he actually going to get out of there? Wow.
Wow. That was super patient to stand there, potentially die, but they've taken out the boss now. They almost have heroic abilities. It's been the slowest march to get to level 10. Cloud9 doing a really good job of disrupting that, especially with the boss and the giants. It's completely opened up that bottom keep. And only 1 fort even left for Butter Chicken. Cloud9 still have all of their structures too. So they've lost a lot just trying to get to the heroic abilities, but here we go.
There's the medevac, Hyperion, Bloodlust, Wrath of Berserker, and Sanctification. So
they're getting in the medevac.
And here they go, Gilly. Top keep is going to be under siege. Cloud9 immediately reacting.
Oh, it's a pirate ship on the map. Oh my goodness. That is the Bloodlust. Sanctification, the Void Prison stalling. But it stalls for Hyperion.
Divine Storm going down. Cody's gone. Scarlet Roar's gone. Will they get the keep before they lose all of their members? Drunk Dwarf does secure the keep.
Oh my god.
So they do get the keep down for a 5-for-0 exchange. Trevor diving into the core is going to end up going down. Now, catapults do not spawn unless the fort is down in the same lane. So yes, they got the keep, but unfortunately, because this thing didn't go down, that is going to be no change in map presence. But they did it, Reddit.
They have it back. They have everything but Sanctification. Oh no, they don't have Hyperion or Bloodlust. But they do have medevac. It's a super short cooldown, yeah.
They can go for attempt number 2 soon.
Did you do another keep? You're gonna take forts out.
I mean, they could just push in this fort knowing that Cloud9's very split.
Yeah.
Or just hold the rest of these shots as well. Play safely as they want to. Playmaker goes down onto Cody. King Caffeine not going to be able to do too much on his own. Arthlon comes in with some nice splash damage. Fort's still standing. K1 Pro looking for the flank. Goes in for the dive onto Soup Master. Brings him down very quickly. Wow, Tyrael, hello?
Tyrael's down. The Archangel's Wrath at least dismounts. Dunk Train still gets the shrink ray to slow down Cody, and they're continuing to chase down the Butter Chicken. I almost called them Butter Pirates.
Butter Pirates, Buttery Chicken. We're here, boys. 1 keep almost down here for Butter Chicken. Cloud9 can easily push that in. Wrath of the Berserker, the only cooldown not up, as it was used in the most recent fight. So, Juice Pirates round 2 is available.
Oh, they need to defend this first. This is good of Cloud9. They know that all of this is back up, and so they're going to make them stay back and defend this keep. But without level 13, they're feeling pretty antsy about trying to defend this. And easy keep picked up. This one will have catapults pushing as the fort was removed. Now with that keep gone, Where we see the Juice Pirates.
Well, it would be very greedy play as Cloud9 is knocking at the front door. I think they kind of have to be here for this. There it is, They're going for that top fork. They want those catapults, Gilly. But they're going for the VP on the point. Do they have enough burst to blow it down the last second before it takes up? And they get it out the sanctification at the last second, though. iDream going down almost. He gets the blink out of there. Supermaster does end up not killing him off just yet. iDream does end up falling.
Oh my gosh, Dunk Train's gonna go down too. The Haymaker pushes Zoia back, and 2 members of Cloud9 get taken out with the sanctification.
The bait. The bait, Trevor Weg says. Baiting Cloud9.
Now they can run to the fort like normal people.
Oh.
What a mess.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of these guys.
Okay, so they get this fort, and they get catapults. They do what they originally intended. King Caffeine stopping them. Arthlon, really good poke between him and K1 Pro, and they're going to eliminate Soupmaster, Trevor Weg, almost there. There he goes. Oh, K1 Pro, the legend. Archangel going to remove Greymane from the equation, though, and with only our Terran left, they're not going to be able to do much about this temple.
Yeah, this is just going to be free shots for Cloud9. They could easily go do a boss as soon as K1 Pro's up as well, just to have that 16 advantage. And yeah, still, really cool position. I mean, now we have those catapults spawning in the top lane, Gilly, as they did take out that fort. But,
This temple, though, is sieging up on this keep.
Juice Pirates cooldowns are almost back up. Just waiting on Hyperion and Medevac, so they can go for round 2. Potentially, this is where Cloud9 has to be scared, because now they can go core.
They're setting up like they want to, because Medevac is not immediate. Oh, good clairvoyance. Spawning out around the boss.
iDream sees that they're here. Gonna potentially look for the VP and go for the wipe right now. Trevor gets dismounted. Potentially looking for the re-engage. King Caffeine with the Storm Bolt. Dunk Train not in range for the... Oh, Sanctification pops so early. And now Caffeine going for the chase.
Yeah, he had to use Sanctification, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Scarlet, too, gets hit by the Haymaker, and Morales will be removed. That is likely it. Cloud9 wanting to go for the core. They've taken out one of the warriors, the main warrior. They've taken out one of the support heroes, too. And they are body blocking the second support. Soupmaster going to die to a laser, and Raynor using Hyperion, but they can maneuver their way around that to bring down the core. And Cloud9 sustaining through the Juice Pirates on game 2.
Really well done from Cloud9. I mean, there was an actual real risk if Cloud9 wasn't ready, and they do go core. It is a lot of damage. Sonya Raynor with Bloodlust can burn a core down very quickly. Of course, Zeratul is the best option to dealing with that because he can VP the Sanctification.
Also VP
the core.
The Medevac, like we saw. Yeah, yes, the core
and the
too.
Medevac,
but
yes.
the Medevac was awesome. They could get in position and bust down the Medevac. It turned on them when they came out with Sanctification Bloodlust, but still... I mean, like you said, they know this strategy. They knew exactly what they needed to do to be able to counter it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They also, you know, yeah, they know. Yeah. Because we're going to quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll be moving on to the next set. I believe it'll be third string going up versus Cloud9 in the round of 16. Getting so much closer to that top 4. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.